This is the video on my robotics and automation project titled Self-Balancing Robot using PID controller. So in this project, I have designed a self-balancing robot in which there's a two-wheeled robot with a chassis which moves on a surface whilst balancing itself. Now this is the design of the robot. This is the chassis. So you can see that there are two wheels and there is a chassis that takes the load for the robot. And this this project uses a PID controller and a gyroscope, and the components for this project include Arduino Uno, BO motors, and L298 and motor driver module, a MPU 6050 gyroscope, an accelerometer, wheels, some lithium ion batteries, connecting wires. Now, the controller that I've used here is the Arduino Uno controller, and here I've used a MPU 6050 sensor. Now, it's an accelerometer and a gyroscope. So, it is an accelerometer and a 3-axis gyroscope which is embedded in this small IC. And BO motors are lightweight DC geared motors which give good torque and right RPM at lower voltages, and they can run at 200 RPM when driven by a single lithium ion core. Now L298N is the motor driver. It contains the signals to and from the motor. Now this project uses a PID controller, and I have discussed about PID controllers in depth later in this project video. Now you can see here the basic circuit of the project. Now, let me explain what this project contains. Now, first of all, this project contains sensors. To balance the robot, data of the robot's tilt angle and the angular velocity are needed. Using MPU 6050 sensor, including a gyroscope and accelerometer, we can measure all the data needed for balancing the load. And the gyroscope is a sensor which measures the angular velocity of the balancing robot and sends it to the development board. And the sensor sends to the development board through its serial communication that what decision has to be taken by the controller to balance the robot, that is the negative feedback that's given. The accelerometer measures the total external acceleration of the balancing robot, which includes the gravitational and motion acceleration. The sensor features properties such as 3-axis sensing, output voltage and signal conditioning. Now this circuit also contains a BO motor, and BO motor is used because they provide good RPM at low voltages and good torque as well. And an L298 driver. An L298 driver is a dual H-bridge motor driver which allows speed and direction control of two DC motors at the same time. And it can drive DC motors that have voltages between 5 and 35 volts with peak current up to 2 amperes. As I said before, it uses a PID controller. I'm going to talk about it in detail in a few minutes. And this circuit, you can see this circuit, the Arduino Uno and L298N motor driver module is powered directly through the V input pin and a 12 volt terminal respectively. The onboard regulator on the Arduino board will convert the input 7.4 volt to 5 volt, and the Atmega IC and MPU 6050 will be powered by it. The DC motors can run from voltage 5 volts to 12 volts, but we will be connecting the 7.4 volt positive wire from battery to 12 volt input terminal of the motor driver module. The MPU 6050 communicates with the Arduino through an I2C interface. So we use the SPI pins A4 and A5 of Arduino. DC motors are connected to pulse width modulated pins, and we need to connect the PWM pins because we'll be controlling the speed of DC motor by varying the duty cycle of the PWM signals. Now, for programming, we have to first check the algorithms and the procedure that we have to use in the programming. So, basically, the step is first check if the bot is leaning towards the front or towards the back using the MPU 6050. If it's leaning towards the front, we have to rotate the wheels in forward direction, else we have to rotate it backward. At the same time, we also have to control the speed with which the wheels are rotating. If the bot is slightly disoriented from center position, the wheels rotate slowly and the speed increases as it gets away from the center position. To achieve this, we use a PID algorithm which has center position as set point and level of disorientation as output. To know the current position of the bot, we use MPU 6050, which is a 6 axis accelerometer and a gyroscope sensor, maintained in combination with the aforementioned components with a PID algorithm in between. In order to get a reliable value of the position from the sensor, we need to use the value of both accelerometer and gyroscope. Because the values from accelerometer has a noise problem and the values from gyroscope tend to drift with time. So we have to combine both to get the value of yaw pitch and roll of our robot. Now the code here used has been written in Arduino language .ino format, and these robots can be used for a lot of purposes. To begin with, in personal robots, like these robots such as Lumo, these are some advanced personal robots which try to mimic a living animal or a living organism as close to human as possible with minimal space requirements. So it has two wheels on the side which use PID controller for balancing. Next, we have some military robots. These military robots basically can stand up on their own. Basically, uh, what these robots do is in terrains where the army and the military operate, these terrains can be really variant in types. So some might be rugged and some might be flat sand. So for rugged surfaces, we cannot use a four-wheeled vehicle that easily because there are a lot of variations there, and four wheels put a lot of constraints on the movement. So that's why we go for a two-wheeled self-balancing robot there, so that our number of constraints go from 6 to 2. 2 by 2, that's 1, because A to B and B to A, the points are same. So a number of constraints are 1 when it comes to a self-balancing robot, and it becomes 6 when it comes to a four-wheeled robot on a rugged terrain. And they are also used as military vehicles. It's such as a modified Segway. So here, these kind of vehicles, they are easy to drive around in a rugged plane, in a rugged area, on a rugged surface. So now I'll explain you the PID algorithms working. Hi, today I'm gonna present my robotics project simulation. My project is a self-balancing robot implemented using PID controller. So the simulation is done using Python and some physics libraries and graphics libraries, and I have done an analysis for what values of PID constants the robot will move on the surface, maintaining its balance without toppling, and have plotted a graph of the PID controller's outputs. So the video is divided into four parts. First is description of the project, the code, description of the PID controller, the demonstration of the robot, and the fourth part is description of the PID output graph. This project is made using Python. I've used the functionalities of a physics library called PyMonk for simulation. Pyglet is the graphics library used to create the graphics such as the circles, surface, etc. Here the robot is represented in a 2D view, where the lower circle denotes the wheels, and the upper circle is the load, and the stick in the middle is the chassis. Now the wheel and the load have been assigned a mass, size, moment of inertia, friction coefficient, elasticity, etc. The robot here moves from right to left, meanwhile balancing itself about the wheel's center of mass. So you can see here in the code on line 19 have the parameters kp, ki and kd for the PID controller, and here on the line 114 there's the code for PID controller. So PID stands for proportional, integral and derivative. Here error signal is received as the input, and by applying an equation the output is obtained. The integral and derivative of the error signals are calculated, multiplied with their respective constants, and added along with the constant kp multiplied with e of t. The output is then fed into an actuator which makes the system run. Here in this case, the wheel. Now the proportional part reduces the rise time and decreases the steady state error. This means that the system will take lesser time to reach the peak value, and when it reaches its steady state, the steady state error will be low, although it increases the peak overshoot. Derivative part. The derivative part reduces the overshoot and the setting time. This means that the transient state of the system will be more damped. Also, the system will reach its steady state in lesser time. However, it does not have any effect on the rise time or the steady state error. Integral part. The integral part reduces the rise time and complexity and eliminates the steady state error. However, it increases the peak overshoot and settling time. So, here's all about the PID mechanism that has been used here. When we change the values of Kp, Ki, and Kd, there's a difference in how the self balancing robot balances itself. So, let's say I assign the value of Kp as 0, Ki and 0 is as 0, and Kd as 0. So, with these initial conditions, my robot here on running just falls down. It doesn't do anything, it doesn't try to balance itself because all the constants are 0. So, there is no feedback loop of the PID being applied here. So, I'll just now if I put some value, let's say 0.4, 1.0 for Ki, Kp is 0.4 and Kd is 0.2. So in this case, still there is no improvement. So sometimes it so happens that we need to estimate Kp, Ki and Kd, and by some trial and error we'll land a value when this system actually works and balances itself. So if I take Kp as zero point 0.4, Ki as 1.0 and Kd as 0. So as you can see for the values zero point 0.4, 1.0 and 0.0 for Kp, Ki and Kd respectively, the robot completely balances itself and moves from right to left. So here the key observation that had to be made was the robot, as it moved from right to left, balanced itself without toppling. So here's the value for the PID output that was obtained while the robot was moving till the time it balanced itself. So on my left is the table containing PID outputs. It has 1014 points of PID output data at every instant when the robot moves from right to left. So here, as you can see, the PID controller has successfully managed in damping the oscillations that cause the instability, thereby decreasing the instability of the robot. So the robot successfully manages to balance itself about the center of mass of the wheel, and the PID control does its job apparently really successfully. And here, one more thing to be noted: since the robot is moving, so the damped value will never reach zero. It'll be really stable, but it will not reach zero.